It's Thursday night. All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our flight. There is magic and mystery from darkness. Our friendship will rise. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. Oh, get ready. It's Thursday night.
Last we left off, upon traveling here on the surface of Ruidus, Bell's Hells, you have eventually journeyed across the dusty and storm-covered surface to the central capital city of Kreviris, where the Imperium's heart remains. You've trekked through the surface portion of the very tippy top of this mostly subterranean city. You've met with a few individuals, barely dodged being found out and attacked by some of the local soldiers, defeating a few of them, and others just kind of barely getting by. Some druidic ingenuity. Before getting the information you required, which was the location of the Volition. After finding where this entrance was, you talked your way into the hidden subterranean tunnels before arriving here at the Volition Pass House. Here, amongst a period of tense, immediate conversations and convincing the Volition members present that you are not an immediate threat, weapons were put aside, and the central figure, the seemingly leader of this, have you been referred to in the past by other members as Rashina of the Golden Hammer, walked you to the edge of this pass house where a massive kind of opaque crystal wall sat. And there, when she touched it, it began to become semi-translucent to reveal beneath the incredibly massive cavernous space that contains the expansive, beautiful, alien, but also in some ways oddly familiar landscape of the city of Kreviris. And so, here, as you take in the sights around here, Rashina removes her hand from the crystal and it clouds over once more before she turns back to the rest of you. What can the Volition do for you, and what can you do for the Volition?
We will help you. We will help you with all the like Elfman coming in and him being like, "Oh, this is my boo now," and
yeah, what she said. We want to take him out.
yes.
If that means taking out your mind weave people as well, we'll do that. That's our goal.
You've come at a time where we are in the midst of plotting. So, you can make yourselves useful, or you can sit back and do nothing.
Well, wait, what are you?
We're happy to make ourselves useful. We're useful people, but is there something specific you had in mind?
Yeah, what are you plotting?
Yeah.
Can we hear? We want to plot.
Plotting is what we do best. Walk with me. And she's like moving out of this main chamber off to a side chamber where there was a large kind of rough-looking stone table. We're all here best in trust. Many of our members, many of the people who have sworn themselves to this pursuit of freedom from underneath the Imperium have been harmed, misused, put into the position of having not much else in these days. So, we are willing to give anything and everything for the future. This is something you're willing to do.
We made our peace with giving our lives long ago. We know that not all of us will come back from this, and if that aligns with what you're doing, then yeah.
Very well. Come. And she kind of gestures at everyone to kind of come to the table as other figures begin to also emerge from the sides. You see one of the hulking figures, tall, kind of broad back, heavy cloak that's kind of wrapped over the shoulders and kind of a hood that's leaned over, kind of pulls it back, and you can see one of the Ryloran hulks. He kind of rests both of his arms heavy on the table. And you see like three small figures kind of scurry up behind him. These tiny, like 2-foot entities. And you didn't see them before because he was so broad, but now that he walks by, you can see there are these two like bipedal, somewhat like chewing gum looking textured individuals. They have a fungal texture across their body. They look like they're some sort of a tiny fungus folk that just kind of flank the sides of him as he walks. Like little companion pets or what, you don't know. Rashina kind of gives a nod. This is Gaz Tomo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
My right hand and the right hand of the Volition. Gaz, this is,
Gaz.
you said your name was?
Imogen, we're the Bell's Hills.
Bell's Hills, yes. This massive hulk, like his hood pulled back to kind of drape over the back of his shoulders, places his elbows on the table and kind of leans forward to where he's now kind of eye level with most of you and still kind of taller than the rest and goes, "Hey, nice to meet you, Bell's House."
Yes! I'll follow him anyway.
Yes.
Name's Gaz.
Hold on, it's gonna take 2 minutes to get used to this.
Wrong lever.
Gaz, who are your little
Your friends.
Oh, these are my Myceit. And he kind of like rubs the top of one. Oh, you really aren't from around here, are you?
No.
Looks over at Rashina. Rashina goes, "They're being Exandrians in your first time here in the moon. I understand the ecosystem of Ruidus might seem a bit strange. The majority of the sustenance of the folk here is cultivated fungus or surface-based creatures for meat and leathers. But the Myceit are part of the deeply seated ecosystem of Ruidus. There are, I don't know what the number's about, but thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of them that just work throughout the city itself. They don't seem to align to any political endeavors. They live a short time and, at the very least, are semi-adorable. But they can be useful. And,
Dozers?
Gaz seems to have a bit of a... Yeah, I have a soft spot, you can just say.
Okay, but other fungus is cultivated for food. Just
Right, no, it's a wide variety. At least 347 types of fungus down here. Depends what kind of flavor profile you're looking for. Texture's pretty heavy. You can go for more of a slime mold if you want something more like a party delicatessen vibe. If you're like having friends over, it's a whole different thing you got to set up for.
and not all of them are alive in the way that these are.
The Myceit are.
You see, like, for a second, you think, and Rashina goes, No, they're not, Gaz. It's not. They're very different. He goes, Right, yeah, very different. Okay. And like you see, like you kind of shook him for a second, like a question he hadn't really considered before.
The door opened. Uh-oh.
The Weave Mind. 5 extremely powerful Ryloran mystics. They really are kind of the true ruling circle of Ruidus. They've fundamentally altered the evolution of themselves and our entire species to meet their ends. I myself have not seen them in person, but those who have been able to infiltrate deep enough to have even a brief glimpse say that their withered forms are far taxed beyond their stretched lifespans. Since the same 5 have been in power, as far as we know, since they came to bear their...
No. They haven't... This is not a seat that changes every couple decades or so?
The Weave Mind has been as it's always been since it started.
How long ago did it start?
Best records we have, 4 or 5 centuries. They also can psychically project themselves all over Ruidus and can inhabit the minds of those who have been marked at birth, which is most.
Marked at birth.
Dang.
What is
They can
marked
project their
at
minds
birth mean?
all over Ruidus?
She kind of turns a bit and reveals, you can see from like some of the chains that hang from the back of the neck as she pulls them aside, you can see there's what looks almost like a divot in the base of the skull, kind of the back of the skull, that it looks like something was carved out or removed and healed over. And you can see at this point, Gaz kind of takes a nod and kind of leans forward a bit and shows the same thing.
They can take control of you at any moment?
Every civilian of this city is at any given point in time possibly an extension of the Weave Mind.
Holy shit.
Does that mean that everyone looking at us is always transmitting what they're seeing back to the Weave Mind? Or
They have limitations, or we would have been wiped out long ago. There are still 5 minds, though powerful and ancient as they may
We
be.
can only focus on one thing at a time each.
But there's a lot to look at, and many people here. And the strongest that we can instill paranoia within them, the more unfocused their intent is, and that gives us strength.
Marked as in something was put in their head after birth, or you were born with something that was carved out?
Shortly after birth. It's a requirement upon a Ryloran child being bred within the city that it must be brought into the Ox Chronim to be marked.
Sweet father.
The Ox Chronim?
Arx Creonum.
Arcs.
Arx Creonin.
The Ox Creonum is the citadel that has built into the prime pillar that I just showed you.
Are there places on this moon that are independent?
There were.
There were.
To be honest, from what we know, and I say this because many records have been destroyed by the Imperium when it took to power, but there's been estimated by what mystics we had within our reaches before they passed, at least 4 points in history in which Rudian society had to be reset. By...
So much.
We don't really know why or where it came from, but Kreviris has been rebuilt at least twice. The central pillar being the only thing that remains, and... Anyway.
You said that these 5 have been around for 4 or 5 centuries, maybe. What about before then?
Before then, there was the Collective. There were a number of societies that existed at multiple places on Ruidus. There was an event called the Crush, nearly 3 centuries ago, that destroyed most of them.
I have a question. So you said that before the Weave Mine there was the Collective, and then the Collective was destroyed because of something called the Crush? What was that exactly?
How long have you been here?
Couple days.
Couple days, yeah.
So you haven't experienced any of the quakes yet?
The
couple
quakes.
There are occasional physical quakes. They're very rare. Maybe once every few years or so we'd get one through Ruidus and different regions of it. But in recent months they've been happening more and more rapidly.
He's waking up.
Every month. We're down to maybe like once a week, if not sooner. The Crush was about a little under 3 centuries ago, a series of quakes so strong that it destroyed most of the surface of Ruidus and laid most of our towns to waste. Or so I've been told.
Very crazy.
Yeah, Weave Mine's real dangerous, but they're just one of a few. Various factors here you gotta look out for.
Oh, no.
There's, of course, Dominion of Kruth,
Sure.
military law enforcement,
Oh, yeah.
spectrum around the entire city and beyond there, helmed by the Sunder King Ozo Kruth and his organization called the Will.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Ozo Kruth?
Ozo Kruth, terrifying tactician. Warriors, the most recent long line of Kruths helming the Iron Will of the Rudian military. Kind of a badass, to be honest. I used to look up to the guy. But, anyway, his bloodline has, what'd you call it? Like a special psychic connection to the beasts of the land.
The Tectus. What's that?
There's like a couple chuckles in the room. And, Rashina goes, the Tectus are dangerous at times, but also quite useful. Reliably paranoid and self-serving, they are the bloodstream between the Weave Mind, the Dominion, and many of the various economic and social, societal norms. They impose their will on the street level. We also have a member or two within the Tectus that are aligned with our interests, so... What's the phrase you Exandrians use? Ace up our sleeve?
Yeah, what do you
any of
know
y'all?
about the Exandrians who are showing up on your...
Odaham?
We know about them. We've had eyes on them. They've been, since they've arrived, been bringing all sorts of strange things from Exandria across that bridge and escorting them there beneath the citadel, and there's been a large-scale excavation beneath and within the prime pillar of glass.
You mentioned that society has restarted several times here. Do you recall or have any written texts from your history and how you came to be?
We don't anymore. At least within the Volition.
We have an inkling from the research that we've done. Do you want to know?
Maybe. This has been a rot already.
I'm more than happy to share whenever you feel.
You see her kind of like nervously fiddling with the gold hammer at her side. We have to start plotting our plans for the morning. We have a few endeavors to transpire simultaneously. You want to prove yourselves?
Yeah.
This is an opportunity.
At dawn, we plot.
Looking about the rest around the chamber. One such endeavor, and please do speak up if something strikes your interest. We are plotting a detonation of part of the excavation that should deeply slow their advancement beneath the prime pillar. Give us time to recover some of our imprisoned allies, and maybe allow some of your Exandrian allies to bring some reinforcements our way.
Okay.
What we do know is that Sorrow Lord Zathuda is currently overseeing the excavation beneath Kreviris, and, most of our last demolitions team made a gracious sacrifice to buy us the time we have now. The only survivor who has been a great ally and crafter of some of our means of defense is helming this next expedition. And she puts her hand up as a lengthy figure emerges from the shadows. Oh, I'm quite familiar with these figures.
Of course, if it's like unseelie court shit, of course he's involved. Of course.
You couldn't just tell us where you were? You couldn't just tell us how to get here?
Where's the fun in that, Imogen? Besides, you've learned a lot on the way, haven't you? Be thankful. All these little moments inform who you're going to be.
If it helps, we know this one could vouch for us, but we're not asking for that.
It's really nice to see you again, Ira.
It is.
Ira.
Hello.
Hi, Ira.
Hi.
So you're leading this little exposition.
I led the last one.
Oh, it makes you so nervous.
Sorry, he's so cool.
I led the last one. We crumpled 2 of their tunnels, but I was the only survivor, unfortunately.
By design?
I know that seems odd, Ira. You know that, right? That seems...
No, they are just so very slow.
I mean, this sounds like a good mission for us for a few reasons, but what were the other options?
Yes, what's option B?
Well, we also have a infiltration.
Fun.
One of our spies, Everoa, a Bomodo scientist who is tangential to the work that Ludinus has been overseeing within the Imperium to repurpose some of this odd technology that he's bringing in. Everoa has vanished.
So she's gone missing and we need to get her back?
Somebody needs to.
She's been feeding us information for quite some time since their arrival and some of the odd shifts in the Weave Mind's developments. But they were last to be confirmed working within the Colloquium of Candescence at the base of the Creonum.
Do you have anything of Everoa?
Unfortunately, no. It's all been contact through messages, nothing face-to-face or transferred. Though we have the messages that were sent, some of them at least.
Yeah, the messages would be very helpful.
All right, we'll retrieve those. But nevertheless, last we heard, she was and a number of other crafters and designers were working on something for Ludinus, some sort of device and or weapon. She wasn't certain. And then that's the last we heard. So we'd like to see if we can either recover, salvage, or at least learn what became of her. Maybe see what this is. There's also, some of us will be heading to a rescue operation the next day.
There's a third option.
I love
This
fucking
is option
ABCs. It's been a minute.
Numerous folks have been taken prisoner by the Imperium, a number of our Volition, as well as a number of Exandrians who crossed the bridge and opposed the Imperium. Some of your allies, and looks over towards one of the hooded figures you saw when you walked in, this like scaled, like a dark emerald dragonborn that you saw in like this like dark looking intense plate armor. Kind of steps forward with this heavy sound of like armor chinking and grinding against the stone as she steps out. Yes, of course. I came here on the behalf of the Strife Emperor. I am Vizolda Namarai, the Talentart.
This
this makes
confirms
sense.
some things that, like, the betrayer gods have a similar
Well,
vestige.
Don't want to get wiped
Yeah.
either.
To get wiped
to not
either.
get eaten.
Are you like a champion of the Strife Emperor?
Some would say, eh?
What's your weapon of choice?
She pulls back the cloak. You can see one arm is missing. And off the side of that hip is this wicked-looking punching dagger. Like a...
Punch dagger.
With the flat
yeah,
handle.
with that yeah, like this awesome guitar that like locks into their gauntlet on her armor, and it has this like crooked, almost Chris-like blade that curves in like a talon.
Oh!
And she kind of like clicks in and goes like, whatever inflicts the most pain. I'm going tomorrow to get some of my friends back. Or at least take out as many of them as I can.
I want to go with her.
You're going to where?
Just to fuck
Free
shit
some
up.
prisoners, I thought.
Including some Exandrians.
Prison break, but where?
The Glasshold Garrison, which is on the lower end of
Such a glass hole.
the Ox Creonum.
Level of the
hold
arch
away.
unit.
Garrison.
Glasshold Garrison.
Now, it's unconfirmed if they're still alive, though likely are being pressed by the Weave Mind and their allies for all possible information, if not made into tools of the Imperium as we speak. They have a habit of turning those they spend enough time with.
Shit. How long ago were they taken?
Not but a week before.
They're your allies, right? They're not. They're
Do
not
we
our
know
people from
anybody else?
Exandria,
Yeah.
right?
Well, she said she's from Exandria.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Where are you from? From Exandria? Are you from Exandria?
I am Exandrian, eh?
Yeah.
Where from? If I may ask.
First off, what the fuck are you? Little tin man asking a lot of questions.
Well, like you, I'm a follower of a deity. I'm a champion.
Which one?
Well, my god might be more powerful than yours, so don't be upset when I tell you who it
FCG.
is.
Just let it roll.
You smell of broken road.
Broken road? Is that what you
Her
call?
tongue licks the front of her sharp teeth.
Is that what you call the change bringer?
That's what she is. She backs up, like the intensity goes like, freedom brings all to ruin in time.
Freedom brings all to ruin in time. He has subtitles up there. Well, I don't like the way you talk about her. I mean, she wouldn't appreciate it either. So there.
We watch as the the Dragonborn, as
I don't like
Odin
them.
goes, they're not coming with me.
That's fine.
Regina, do you think we'll need any help on the,
What the what?
There's a
what?
fourth.
I don't know if that would be a good idea, Gaz.
What?
There-
okay,
what-
so-
what-
I don't know what you
Can't
mean.
do
I
this
don't
now. You're
know.
gonna just tell us.
Gaz, what are you talking about,
Kind of
Gaz?
our vibe.
Detect thoughts. Yeah. Sure. Go.
Okay. In Gaz's head, you kind of get the sense of like,
So awesome.
uh-oh, did I fuck up? I was just trying to like,
Arby's.
I was asking questions, And says, and you see it like in the head, like the, oh, I get it. Yeah, same here. Got it.
Oh, because they're getting...
It's like, no, the assassination mission, we're keeping it close to our chest.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna, in her head, I'm gonna say, who are you assassinating?
Ooh.
You hear in your head, a figure that would buy us more time.
You think I'll have a problem with it?
Ooh. Ooh.
Likely.
Oh, God.
You hear in your head, would you prefer to helm this mission? Because it's happening whether or not you're part of it.
My stomach just got woozy.
Matricide.
When are you leaving?
Tomorrow.
I might need to sleep on it.
Very well. But let us know at first break, as we have some eager and well-trained figures waiting in the wings.
My stomach.
After that moment of like quiet staring at each other, Rashina pulls back. Well, we have some things to plot, some discussions to have. We don't have the nicest of Exandrian pillowed, feathered quarters here, but you'll be granted a floor and perhaps a cushion. Rest well. And she walks away from the table. They lead you over to, there are like two small alcoves that look like they were just like carved out very haphazardly. A lot of the dirt is still kind of resting in the edges of it. It's just kind of a 10-foot by 10 open space where you have to get real cozy for the night.
So it's just us now in a cabin, right? Like a small cave chamber?
And it's like an open into the nearby hall. And
Right.
occasionally figures do like walk by.
So we'll think to each other, I guess.
There is another mission.
Yeah.
Apparently, they are planning to assassinate my mom tomorrow.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
You know, I kind of written her off. It's fine. God, I don't know.
We've had this talk about what happens when we get to this inevitability. Of course, none of us assumed that it would be.
So soon.
Yes.
I thought it would be after we came back, you know?
Do you sense that there's any possibility for redemption in her?
God, it would take a lot, I think.
If they do go through with it and, you know, take her out, would you rather be there to see it or not?
I mean,
To get one more glimpse of her before she goes?
What if I try to stop it?
That is a question.
We're also talking about an assassination attempt. Your mother is very powerful.
She is. I wouldn't be able to overpower her.
Odahan may be right there too. Orb check.
You see the glow of Odahan. Far more level than it was when you were above the city. She is somewhere in the heart of Kreviris.
it's tricky because we go along and you face your mother. Maybe you could change her mind. Maybe.
Maybe.
That could also be a point against us in their eyes here, if that goes the wrong way.
Yeah.
But
Or get you killed. And probably us.
then, if your mother has to be stopped, would you rather strangers do it? Or would you rather it be you with the chance of getting her back?
I don't know. I never even knew her. Speaking of parents we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the other mission might involve icing your dad, right?
Yeah, that sounds like. This is a bit of a pickle.
Hey, can I just toss this out here? Because it feels applicable to both of you. You've both got questions that you don't even know you have, right? Look, I would love to be crass and cold-hearted about it, and I am. But if this is the last chance you have to ask those questions or get answers, especially if it's going to fill in the gaps. This is our story. I don't think you can make decisions for other people or even for Exandria before you take care of yourself first, because then we fall apart.
It could be your last chance if they go off without us and they end your mother. That's a decision taken out of your hands.
To Chetney's point, this war, the whole reason we're involved with it, it's been personal since day one.
I feel like our chances are highest with the first one, the detonation
too.
one, because we know Ira. She's got a connection.
Yeah.
Options B and C put us somewhere in the Arx Creonum, which could also give us some answers.
Rescuing prisoners is also more data.
Really good menu.
Yeah.
Maybe we can talk to them about delaying some of these so we can do more than one.
I mean, is that a crazy suggestion? Then
We could also
Maybe we
split up. At least take half and half.
Half and half.
Because some of
They
these
went great
might
last
require
time.
a smaller group.
You hear these heavy, rapid footfalls.
Uh-oh. Maybe hold that thought.
Is it Gaz?
And around the corner, Gaz goes, "All right, just remembered, you had a question. We totally forgot to get to it earlier. I'm so sorry. What were you going to ask?"
I think it got answered, but actually, I did another thing I was thinking.
I'll
Wait, hold on a minute. Hold on a
What's
minute.
going on? All right, yeah.
How did you end up on this side of things?
Well, just, it's hard when, like, a lot of what you've been told your whole life you're supposed to be doing just feels wrong the whole time. And, I had a moment where I had a run-in with Rashina's dad. And, I had him within an inch of his life, really. Had dead rights on the ground, just one little pop, and something he broke. I don't know why. Like, there was just a look in his eye of just pity and forgiveness. I don't know. It's hard to describe, but, I just started to cry. I've never cried before.
Wow.
And the tears just wouldn't stop. And he just held me.
Wow.
And I said, "Help me." And he unmarked me and took me back, and been here ever since.
Wow.
He was a good man.
Gaz,
Yeah?
what's the plan for tomorrow with the assassination?
And could it be delayed by like a day?
I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about that.
Just come
I
on in
don't-
here,
I don't-
Gaz.
There's been a particular figure of interest who's been dealing quite directly with the Vanguard, Weave Mind, and, well, seems to be of this latent, powerful figure, this Ludinous guy that everyone keeps talking about. But recently, I discovered that she's been kind of held up in this place called the Woven Music Grand Hall. Been gathering a lot of these, whatchamacallits. A lot of you Exandrian folk been wandering on here.
Ruidusborn.
That's the one, yeah. Ruidusborn. They've all been kind of conglomerating in that music hall. It's real pretty. Looks like a big shell. All right, y'all rest well. See you in the morning.
I love him.
I don't want to cast any doubt on the Volition and their plans, but if your mother is gathering a bunch of Ruidusborn into a single place and they think they're going to roll in there and assassinate her, that sounds
Like a suicide.
like a suicide mission.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say this is a terrible, terrible idea, but couldn't you theoretically talk to her now?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I don't want to warn her if.
I know.
Well, it's either a dream or no. One more shot?
If we're going to do it.
Let's do it. Okay.
Let's sleep.
All right.
I'll try to reach out.
You all gather up tightly within this alcove and try and prep as comfortable as can be a way that Imogen can slip into unconsciousness amongst the anxiety and concern. It takes some time, but through some concentration and the support of your friends and FCG's comforting presence, you slowly begin to slip. And it's here in this space, at the familiar, warm, red, nothing surrounds you.
I'm gonna search for my mom. Try to find her mind.
The minute you imagine her in your mind's eye, you see a light appear. Within but a split second, the light approaches, and there you see, kind of balled up, knees to chest and arms around the side of your mother, her hair just kind of floating, her eyes closed. Seems the harder I try and push you away, the faster you run towards me, and maybe that's my fault.
I know you don't want to be here.
It's almost over. It's almost over, and you won't have to worry about any of this.
Nobody will. You said before you were trying to make a difference from the inside.
And I am.
In what way?
He listens to me.
How do you know he's actually listening to you?
Because I've seen his behavior change. I'm not saying he's good. But I'm worried what would happen if I wasn't here.
Are you doing this all for lewdness, or do you feel that pull?
I'm not doing any of this for lewdness. I'm doing this because I didn't have a choice.
But you did.
Neither of us do. We're here. I tried to keep this from pulling you here, but you came anyway, and now we're both here in the center of it all. And it's going to happen. But I want you to be free of it. And once this is over, all of us will be, all of us who were not given a choice but be born into this red light and changed. Do you know how much I miss just taking care of those horses? You know how much I dream of just walking the fields and making breakfast at sunrise. All that was taken from me. And all I could think about was making sure I didn't take it from you.
Think of the children that will die if you let him free.
I don't know why you think people will die for this. Predathos doesn't want to destroy the world.
Just the gods. Who do you think those gods protect?
That's a good question, isn't it? You know I love you, right? I love you, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I wasn't there. Maybe one day when you have a child of your own, you'll understand. Or not.
Are you prepared to take my life? Keep that child from being born?
Don't say that, Image.
It could happen. We're on opposing sides here, Mom.
You just need to run away.
I'm not running anymore. Maybe it's your turn to run. When I wake up.
Damn, that was fire.
She's Delulu. Yeah. She's in it.
Delilah?
I don't think we're gonna convince her otherwise. I don't think I should go there.
To your mother.
I think she's too far gone.
I have a very strong feeling this assassination is not going to be successful.
I think you're right.
I agree.
Might be best to steer clear of it altogether. I
I
don't
think
know.
we should let them know that they're in for more than they can handle.
Yeah, that's wise.
Imogen. We're all real sorry.
Thank you. I knew it, you know. This was just a confirmation. She's not bad. It's all gray.
It is. Even the gods are gray. I mean, love them or hate them. They bring a lot of order to the world and a lot of joy, but also, you know, there's bad ones too. Everything's gray.
What's the knowledge driving all this? What's the perspective? Just unseat the gods because they're tyrants? It's gotta come from somewhere. But what? I feel like we haven't. I feel like we're missing pages out of a book.
Yeah.
It's also just hard when it seems like the only perspective we do have is Ludinus's, and
He's a crazy fuck.
he's a crazy fuck.
All myth and history that exists in Exandria and the published books are all based on the perspective of the society that's endured
The
past
winner.
those times,
The winner.
which is Vasselheim, the Dawn Cradle, and others beyond that. So, like all history, there is truth and there's interpretation. After a full night's rest, you all, one by one, begin to wake up. But as you all begin to wake up, you can also hear the energy already kind of echoing through the distant halls as figures are gathering equipment. People are conversing and moving around. It looks like today is definitely a day of action. And people are starting to prepare themselves for whatever is ahead of them.
Is that right around?
That's all.
Anywhere?
Do you want to go look for Ira?
Yeah.
Okay. Fern exits the chamber, and you begin wandering through the halls. You get odd looks from folks that are still uncertain.
I think she's gonna go flirt with your boyfriend.
It's fine.
Is it?
Yes!
Eventually, you come back to that original chamber with the large stone table, and you can see that people are like setting supplies to the side. There's some conversations happening. Rashina is in the process of having kind of like a whispered conversation in the far corner. And just beyond that chamber, kind of near where you first entered, you can see the shadow of like a spider-like figure that is fiddling over a table with a bunch of materials.
Jeez.
Hi.
You approach and you can see Ira with a heavy set of like multi-lens goggles that you saw him previously, like many months ago with your folks. They're set, and there are a number of small devices. There are a couple of like these odd leaf-like stones that are set up on the side that he's like finished setting up over there. And there are two almost like duffel bag-looking bags that are currently closed, and he's in the process of assembling what looks like a massive iron cylinder that has strange kind of runes that he's in the process of like carving into it. And he kind of turns to you as you nod and goes like, Good morning, Calloway.
Good morning. I forgot your last name.
That's fine.
So,
Yes.
I just kind of wanted to know, like, what's your plan here? Like, you're just gonna go in there and you're just gonna blow some shit up?
Well, not as simple as that, per se.
What's your beef with Sethuda? Like, what's that about? I found out some things. I understand that he's my dad. Yeah, some conversations have been had. Still have a lot to figure out there. But, yeah, what's the deal? What's the deal with him? You don't like him? He's not a good guy?
He's a prick.
Oh, he's a prick. That's even worse.
I've had dealings with this ilk for many years, off and on, and they're just... oh, so pompous, so self-absorbed, and so... wishy-washy. I hate it. I hate them. Beyond that, not much else, you know.
Do you have any clue as to why Sethuda was trying to basically had me at a certain time? Just wanted to know if you have any ideas as to why that might have been.
I couldn't tell you specifically, as he's just kind of tooling on his device over there, as he's talking to you, concentrating on his work.
Gotta wake up.
What is it? What are you doing?
I'm preparing for the mission. Finishing up my inscriptions. In my mind, it seems that, Ludinus and the Vanguard's interests involved creating as many Ruidus born as possible, in the hopes that the few odd children might be born special. You were halfway there.
Well, I mean, just because I was Ruidus doesn't mean that isn't fully what makes me special.
No, your friend. No, she's the special one. That's rare. And that's what they wanted.
What do they want? What are they gonna do to her?
I don't know. All I know is, and I say this with absolute love and understanding of a disappointing father, is Sethuda might be, he himself might be a little disappointed.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go back to everybody.
Let me know who's coming with. We leave soon.
We're here for a very limited amount of time, and we need to.
All right.
We need to reap as much information from our time on the moon. While we
Yeah,
can.
I was pushing for Ms. Temalt yesterday, but if it's not in Imogen's best interest, then I'd be behind Everoa.
Everoa.
Information.
It's Everoa or the Strife Emperor.
With
So are we
disadvantage.
all gonna go Everoa, or are half
I feel
going?
like an infiltration, that is a big stealthy sort of situation.
Well,
and
too many
that's a
people, too
lot
many
of us
people.
to do that.
You hear it, folks are starting to gather around the stone table again.
I wait for everybody to file out and grab Imogen, pull her behind for a second.
All right.
Hi.
You feel so distant. Lost almost.
You too.
Are you all right?
No. Are you?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not all right if you're not all right. I'm really protective of you, and I don't want to come across as harsh towards your mother.
Say it.
As someone who loves you, I don't know how she could abandon you.
You love me. And you have another power pulling at you at the same time, right?
I do.
I thought we lost Delilah. We fought her. I thought she was gone. And the minute we split up, you fanned that ember back into existence. I feel like that flame is bigger than it ever was before. Does that mean you don't love me?
Of course not. But I guess getting rid of the pool, just like the gravity of the moon,
It's complicated.
harder to break free.
I'm sorry for what I said with Nana Mori.
I can't stop thinking about it. You already have to deal with so much. I don't want to be an added burden.
You're never a burden, Laudna. And I can hate Delilah and love you, which I do. I don't know how to let you let her go. I don't know if you can.
Do you think you'll ever be rid of Rudis?
That's our path, right? It's either be rid of Predathos or embrace it. I don't think there's a half measure here. But if getting rid of Delilah means getting rid of you, I don't think that's worth it. I just wish I knew why you gave her power again.
I didn't mean to. It wasn't a choice. She never fully left. I think we all wanted to believe that, and it kills me to know that you all had to go through what you did. For what seems like a lot of nothing. This isn't a one-way road. I'm not feeding her. She's feeding me. It's symbiotic. I don't understand how it works. I never have, and I probably never will. But if you can't reconcile with that,
I
it's
grab the side of your face and
okay.
kiss her. I will never let you go. And if you need her, then that's my answer.
What if by holding on to you, though, I'm holding you down?
What are you talking about? I need you.
Imogen, you're destined for greatness. Look at everyone around us. They say it. You're special.
Laudna, if you weren't holding me down, I wouldn't be saving anybody but Predathos. And you have to know that's true. If you let me go, I'm gone.
As you both join the rest of the crowd towards the back, the volume of Volition figures that you had seen when you came in here is now likely doubled within these chambers. The halls are filled with figures that are armored up and ready. The hush kind of hits the room here as Rashina steps up. All right, we've all gathered here because this is a day of action. Number of things, designs set forth and at the ready. So, there are a few loose ends here to be decided upon as we have some, as many of you have seen, guests with promised capability and interest in aiding our cause. So, Bell's Hells, Exandrian allies. What is it that draws you this day?
Bell's Hells is here to report for duty. We'll go where we are needed. We have a few things in mind, however. We'd like to talk strategy first.
Indeed. Managing to get into the colloquium of candescence is an endeavor. As important as it may be, it's also fraught with danger, as you'll be stepping closer and closer to the heart of where the Weave Mind resides and flexes its power.
Do you think people with strong presence of will and able to resist the pull and influence of these Weave Minds would be best served for this task?
Likely. The spark that sets this off, the great distraction flash that both dual serves as a means of drawing attention away from our other missions of this day and, in success, to crumble and impede the progress of the Vanguard and the Weave Mind. Sends bombs, explosives under the employ of our ally here, Ira Wendigoth. As Ira steps out, the satchel's over his back, kind of like what looks like a cloth over the front of his face. It's like,
yes.
He's wearing one of our not.
Yeah. Since our entry will be based in a combination of illusion, a bit of silver tongue wagging, and rapid entry, you would be advised that whoever comes with me is good at all of these things. I believe little Miss Calloway here has a vested interest based on our conversation the night before, yes?
Sure. Absolutely. I could go with you.
Very well.
and then Ira goes ahead and places a case on the table.
By the way, I finished off what you requested.
And she goes and takes the bag and opens it up. For the final mission today, we have Gaz Tomo will be leading the assassination team to the Woven Music Grand Hall. Now, we have to be sparing with the use of these screech plumes, but I believe they will enable us.
What are screech plumes?
They've been one of the few devices that has given us an edge against the Weave Mind, or at least their subordinates in the past. For a moment, for just a moment, it scrambles and holds at bay the capabilities of one so psychically or magically inclined.
I say in Imogen's head.
He's gonna die.
Do you want to say something?
She's strong.
Hmm?
She's strong.
Oh, we assumed as such to be of such important, well, to be gliding around like the Thought Eaters themselves throughout the city, we assume.
Stronger than the Thought Eaters. It might behoove you to take her prisoner instead, if you can.
We have one chance at this, and there's only one way to be sure. I've lost many men because we've showed a moment of empathy where it was not deserved. This is war. And one must do what is necessary for what is right.
Go detonation, and the rest go infiltration.
Okay, so we have
Me, you,
Fern, Ashton.
Ashton.
Oh, great.
Who else?
Fern Ashton, FCG.
FCG.
The hard
Team
hitters.
detonation.
You got it. Alrighty, and we have Chetney,
Fair enough.
Orem, Imogen, and
Soft
Wadna
touchers.
on the infiltration team. One of the figures steps out of the back crew. You can see this very thin-looking Ryloran who is wearing this kind of wide-brimmed hat that's kind of obscuring most of her face in shadow. And as she moves forward, you can see she's kind of gliding as opposed to walking. Reaching out.
If you're to be infiltrating, perhaps I can aid you on your first leg.
And you see as she talks, she's an elderly Ryloran. It appears to be of the mystic variety.
I'm past my prime to join you, but perhaps I can obfuscate for a bit.
Won't say no.
What's your name?
My name is Ivana. I was once a designer for the Weave Mind.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
You wouldn't say that if you know what I've done.
I think many of us are walking a path of redemption.
I would agree.
Fern, you feel these fingers around your back of your shoulders as Ira's face kind of comes into view like a xenomorph from the side of your head. And it says
Are we to journey together?
Yes, we are.
Get your things. I'm excited for the reunion.
Me too.
Fern,
Yes.
just be on your guard.
We'll be all right. We'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Despite us being separate, we'll still be able to talk to each other.
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
That's great.
I'll pop a quick greater restoration in Ashton.
Are we going for it? Done.
I'm going now. I don't want to say goodbye. We're just walking
We're
away.
not saying goodbye
Okay.
because we're still talking to each other the whole fucking time.
Yeah, you're right.
Play
Okay,
it
okay.
safe if you can, because we have to get back home to report what we find. No unnecessary risks.
All right, let's go.
Yes.
Right.
Avanus, the thin, withered mystic, kind of glides forward, and she reaches into this side pouch and pulls out this kind of loose pile of, it looks like charcoal almost, runs a long clawed thumb through it, and scratches a mark on your forehead. It kind of hurts, it breaks the skin faintly, but it pushes it into the forehead. And as it does, your eyes kind of glow briefly, but you don't see much of a change. And she goes through and does it to you, does it to you. And does
Fucking
it to
wait
you.
a second. What are you doing? Y'all just taking it and shit. What are you doing?
Making sure that you can see each other.
I can see just fine. I'm good.
Don't be rude, Chet. Just do it.
I said I'm fine.
Very well.
Cast invisibility on all of you. And all of you can see each other. Chet can't see any of them.
The invisibles can see.
You all have see invisibility on you for the next hour.
Oh, sweet.
Except Chet.
You have an hour. Be careful.
And Rashina goes over the plan with each of you for your different troops as well. There are kind of small troops that kind of work as waypoints along your path to kind of watch your back. You know, while you're doing your mission, they're essentially people who are playing watch out on your, from different points. So if anything starts going real bad, they can notify you or notify someone nearby. So there is there's the main teams that are going in, and then there's backup teams that aren't part of it, aren't your troop, that are kind of scattering amongst the city around various areas of interest to relay information, relay any changes in the plan to try and be backups on this. So you do have that at least happening out throughout the city. For Team Detonation,
Boom, boom.
as you begin to gather your things to go, Ira turns to the three of you.
So, what would be your preferred means of wandering? Invisibility? Or do you want to look a little different? Depending on the wards, some might be less effective. And last time we went through, it was under cloak of invisibility, and I was the only one to return, so...
When you put invisibility on everybody else, you were the only one that returned?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't we do the look different thing?
Yeah, let's look a little
That's
different.
always fun.
Very well. I'll think of a few ones I passed by. Perfect.
And he casts Seeming on all of you for the next 8 hours or until he decides otherwise. You all of a sudden take on the guise, the illusion of... You can see, none of you are Ryloran, out of an intentional interest since you were not psychically gifted. But you are now a tall, burly Quantica. You are a kind of younger... kind of burly-looking Bormodo and FCG, because it'd be funny. I'm gonna make you a. I'm gonna make you a Myceit. Yeah.
Amazing.
You can see Ira has taken the form of a Ryloran, specifically a Thought Eater, like the long robes, the chains, like the adorned shoulder bits, and just kind of looking around the rest of you.
How do I look?
Overdressed.
10% less creepy.
Perfect. Come then this way.
And Mr. Kamille.
Oh, my little Sita? Yeah.
Yeah, you can do enough of them.
You
See me get more people. Yeah. So you have a little Mr. Saita that's on your shoulder if you want to bring him out.
That's awesome.
I'll pull them out.
Okay. Easy enough to do.
Team Invisible has no healers, so
No.
we should
Take some healing
health
potions.
That's why I asked.
I have 2.
Okay. As in this moment, your troop now diverges to separate places of an unfamiliar subterranean city. A day of tension, promise, and viable anarchy lays before you as you descend from one of the exit tunnels of the pass house infrastructure. You, both troops, begin to descend the endless winding stone stairs and bridges that continue into the now humming city of Kreviris. You can see where, after endless generations of being influenced night by the various scattered dreams of Exandrians, this is a society based in a mixture of interpretation.
Whoa.
And in something wholly unique. Oddly beautiful. It's about then you begin to notice the presence of the military. As the Dominion of Kruth soldiers and army are thick through the streets. You hear the sounds of drills being run. You see what look like war machines almost. Gathered clusters of armored juggernauts themselves, training in what feels like preparation for a move to the surface at an undesignated future time. Stepping into this bustle, the tension brimming within you, as you lose any sight or prospect of where you each are beyond the sound of your voices in each other's head. The butterflies curl into your stomach by whatever emotion you think guides you at this moment. And hope or pray that what's to come goes well. That's what tonight's episode.
Please.